it's Tommy Jo at Bird Street Studio, and I'm here to do Roxy's Weekly Challenge 2025. I think this is week 46, and Rachel calls this Glassine envelopes from scratch, but with a notebook. And I thought it was really cute. She made like 4 or 5 of them in an hour. I made this sample and it took me an hour to make one. So I don't know how long this video is going to be. But anyways, basically there's a little cover and then there's some papers in here. And then this is the envelope that we're going to create right here. So I've put a couple of items in here. You can put whatever you want in this envelope. I did struggle making it a little bit. I made it with tracing paper and I cut this a little bit too far, so I may have to put a piece of washi on there or something. But I thought it was a really cute idea, and I really did think that I would want to make one. And these could, I would use this and put it in like a belly band or in a pocket. It would be a free floating piece of ephemera. So not knowing how long this is going to take, I'm going to get right on it. So again, I'm in one of my other videos, we use tracing paper to make these window things, and I'm using the same tracing paper. It's 25 pound. This is a 9 by 12 sheet. You can make these any size you want. I really like the size that I created. And I think one of the problems I had was Rachel used glue. I wasn't sure how to glue without making a big mess when she had leftover stuff up here. I don't know. So I tried using double-sided tape, and although it worked for some parts of it easily for me, it didn't work for other parts. So we'll see how this goes. So to start, she just took a piece of tracing paper. You can use vellum. I guess it would be a lot heavier. Maybe it would avoid that ripping part that I had, but she turned this down about 1/2 inch. So I'm going to try to do about the same. See if I'm close. Okay. This is the piece that's going to just reinforce it for us when we fold it up. And then I'm just going to use my lines here on my thing to keep it straight, I think. I hope I'm straight. And this is going to be our flap that we're going to fold down, but we need to leave space. So I'm going to pull this down to about here. I don't know. I'm leaving 1, 2.5 inches because we want to leave about 1/2, and that'll give us a 2-inch flap somewhere around there. Okay. And then we're going to turn it around, and I'm going to put this right here on a line. And there, you don't have to be this exact, but this is my head working. And I'm going to turn this over, leaving about 1/2 inch above here. So I'm lining this edge up on a line because Tommy's like that. Okay, that's the basics. Now I know that this will fit in. This is 5 inches right now, so I know it'll fit inside a journal. I think that's what this one was, about 5. Yeah, almost 5. But height-wise, to go in a belly band, you don't want it to be any more than about 7 inches. So if I take this, I'm going to use my cutter for this. You can go about 7.5 inches, maybe, would be the most. I'm going to make this one Make it about 7.5. Oh, I made this one really small. Okay, I'm going to make it a little bigger. Yeah, I'm going to make it 7. How about that? Oh, because we turn it in, so that would make it 6.5. So I want to make it about 7.5. Okay. I know what I just said didn't mean anything to you. I'll show you in a sec. The reason is we're going to turn these sides in, and that's going to make it smaller. So, okay, so basically what Rachel did then is she took this and she turned it over about 1/2 inch, give or take, about like that. We'll do the same to the other side. And I'm kind of just using my mat as a guide to know just about where half is, but I'm not being real particular. Okay. Okay, then we're going to, make some cuts, and that to alleviate, oh, I have 2 pieces here. Well, no wonder it was so hard. Now I can make 2 of them. No wonder it was so hard to fold. It's like, wow, I've got creases. Okay, so you know that when you make an envelope, you're going to have to trim some pieces off. So what we're going to trim is we want this piece to go, these 2 pieces, and we want these 2 pieces to go. So I'm going to go ahead and trim, and how I'm going to trim this is I'm going to make it a little tiny bit angled in, very minute amount. Okay, so I'm going to just a very minute amount, and then I'm going to angle this just a hair. Okay, and I'm going to do the same with the other side. And what I'm going to do is, I don't want to make a crease in any way, but I'm going to hold this here so that my pieces are the same when I cut them. The angle is the same. And I'm being very careful because my other one I ripped at this point somewhere in here. Okay, so if I have this, I want this to come in just a hair more. Because, well, I guess, yeah, right down here it needs to. That's what I think where my rip ended up. So I'm just going to trim. I'm going to try and trim just a hair off of there. Just a little bit more than I did so that I don't tear that. Okay. And I'm going to see how this one lays. This one is well inside. We're good. And now this one is. So when I go like this, it won't tear. Perfect. So now I want to do the same thing here. I want to cut an angle here, an angle here, and then I want to cut in just a smidge. Okay, so if I put these in, this right here is where this, you can't see it, but there's a very minute amount that's kind of, I didn't trim up far enough. And that's a part that's going to eventually tear if I don't correct it now. Okay, much better. So basically, this is our envelope, just like this. Get rid of these. Okay, so that's our basic envelope. And so this is the part that got me all in, kind of got agita doing this, but okay, so I want to put a piece of double-sided tape on this top part right here. And it's hard to see because this vellum is see-through. So I'm going to have to do it on this black thing so I can, the black mat, so I can see it. There. Trim this edge just a hair. And this part was really difficult when I did it before because I didn't start at the center and go out, so I ended up with a little wrinkle there. But this looks good. So that one's down. That looks cool. Now this one was, we folded these down and this wasn't an issue. I could put the tape on there and get that down. But we just need to go from here to here. That was a little crooked, but I think we'll still be okay. When we fold that in, we want to make sure that we start in the center and go out. Good. Now we want to do the same on this side right here. I'm taking these little precautions because of my sample one. I know what I should have done and that, so that's why I'm kind of being a little more careful. I just ripped it again. Well, I guess we're going to have to do some washi tape fix there. Rachel used glue on hers, and she said after the fact, she said, oh, I should have used double-sided tape. So I thought, oh, that's what I'll do. I'll use the double-sided tape. I probably should have used glue. Okay, so I need to fix this before it gets any worse, and I obviously don't have any clear. So what could we put on there? Well, I'm going to make this a Christmas I'm going to make it a Christmas envelope. So I've got some Christmas washi tape. It might be wide enough. Maybe if I'm not thrilled over any of that. So what about like this? That might work. I'm going to go ahead and put the washi tape on, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got the washi tape on to fix that little tear. I think we should be okay. So for this, I'm afraid to use washi tape, or I'm afraid to use double-sided tape. So I'm going to use my glue stick, I think. And remember that we cut these pieces kind of at an angle. And I know that when I made my other one, that posed a problem because then I had sticky, because I put my glue here and here, and it left a stickiness. I'm going to try to eliminate by putting it on this side. Oh my goodness. If something can go wrong, everything goes wrong. How about if we use some of our Barely Art craft glue on here? Oh my gosh. You know, if it could go wrong, it will. For me. I'm going to try to get the fold, and then, yeah, that'll work. And this glue will dry clear, so we should be good there. I think that's the key. Not to get glue all over everything, though. Boy, Tommy. Okay, guess what? I don't think we really care about that. Now we've got our envelope together. That's the hardest part. Now I printed out a piece of Christmas paper like this that I thought we could use for this piece. And what I did, I think I can make it a little smaller. Okay. And what I did for the other one, Rachel did this part a little different. She actually put a piece of paper here, a piece of paper here, then she covered them. And I didn't see any need to, or she put something here, a book page or something here, and then ended up covering this top page. I didn't see any need to do that. I thought, why can't I just do it this way? Like, so I want to cut this off. Find my ruler. I want to tear this right here. I just want to get it even. I do that, and then I tear there. I think we should be good. Okay. And this way I don't have to like glue two different sheets. Okay. So I'm thinking I'm just going to do this to make our cover, which means I don't want to take the chance of ripping that. I think this will work just like this. Okay. So then what we're going to do is we're going to glue this down here, and we're going to glue this right here, and this will be our cover. Okay? Do you want to do it this way? Let's see. Oh yeah, and then we'll have that inside, and then we will decorate something here. I like that idea. I like it. Okay, so what I want to do though is I want to draw a light line right here so I know where to put my glue inside of there. Because these are at an angle, I don't want to glue on that paper, but this way I'll know where to put it. Okay. Okay. Cool. So it'll close like this. So we want to go ahead now and we want to glue this. Okay. All right. So basically, there's our envelope, our handmade envelope, our cover, and we just need to do the notebook part. Now, that's another thing that Rachel did when she did her notebook thing. She stapled it in. And I don't have a large stapler that will do that. She just kind of rolled this up and stapled her pages in. So we're going to just sew ours, which is what I did on my sample. I just sewed it like a journal, just like that. So we need to come up with some papers to put in here. So I'm thinking that we need some I'm just thinking that if we have a piece like this, I mean, I could fold it this way if I wanted, but I guess we could do that. Okay. And then this one is kind of a speckled, it's like a cream, not ivory, it's a cream, and it has speckles. But I think we only need it about that wide. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and tear that. Okay. And then I found this green and I thought that would be all right, right? We could do that. I mean, I think I want the full sheet. So we want to maybe make it about that wide. And you could put as many sheets in here as you want. You can put any different kind. I think Rachel actually used, like she put book page in there. She put a couple different things in there. So, and I'm thinking this would be good, just like this. And then we want to tear them down to the size of our cover, or just smaller than our cover. Put them all together. And I'm thinking maybe right about there should be good. Okay. Well, let's put it in here and see what we come up with. If we put that in there, oh, that's perfect. So basically we would then have note paper for writing. Okay. So we're going to go ahead. Let me see how we are for time. Oh, we're good. So we're going to go ahead, and I've got some string somewhere right here. Not sure where it starts though. There it is. And I have a needle. One with the larger eye. There we go. And I'm not even gonna measure this. I'm just gonna eye it. Well, I thought that would go through. Oh, there we go. Okay. This string is like good for embroidery, but I don't know how strong it is. I mean, once you tie it, you're good, but it's cotton and it will come apart. Okay, so I want to make sure that these are in tight towards the center. And I might do, just go out, maybe I'll poke the holes, but I'll tie the bow on the outside maybe. Let's try that. Poke there and poke there. But let's see if we can come in from the outside. I just think I'd like it to tie on the outside. Okay, well, we could do one page at a time, Tommy. I didn't do a very good job of holding that. I probably should have just gotten a paper clip to hold it together. Okay. Okay, so there's one. And then we want to go out this hole. Much easier. Okay. We're just going to turn it around and we're going to tie a knot. We want to be careful because we know this tissue paper tears. So we're going to tie a knot right here carefully. Then I'm going to tie a little bow right here. Now, like I said, Rachel just used a stapler. She had just like a normal size office stapler, and I don't have one in here. And so what she did is, as long as you don't make this cover like a piece of cardstock, you literally can just take this and fold it and get your stapler over it. And she made 2 holes. Well, she did it this way. She made 2 staple, and then she just let this come out, and that worked. But like I said, I don't have one of those. So all we need to do at this point is decorate it. So I've got to find some Christmas decorations. So I'm going to pull out my Christmas drawer. And I absolutely love this, but I have a card. That would be pretty, but it's big. So let's see, what about an angel? That would be pretty, huh? Or may Santa Claus be good to you. Merry Christmas. A very Merry Christmas. Oh, I like this girl. But I'll be honest, I kind of am liking this angel. So I'm going to see what we got here. Red and green. I got a lot of these papers from Lady Dragonfly Designs. So let me cut this out and see what we have in there. Oh, I like that. So we need to have something under her. And I've got a leftover piece of poinsettia paper, which does not match. Oh my gosh, look what I have. Okay, keep going, Tommy, keep going. I've got some paper. But it's pretty white. Nope, don't like that. But you know what I know I do have is some red paper over here. I wonder if I could get away with that. It's pretty, but I'm thinking I have a piece of gold. I love gold. I don't think that matches very well, Tommy. That's what I'm going to use right there. See what I was doing? I was trying to change this, and I had it sitting over here and never finished it. So let's just use this. I think I'm just going to cut her out of here. Just make a tear here. I'm lining this paper up on my thing, and I want about a 1/2 inch. So I want to make it about like this. And we want about a 1/2 inch on the bottom. Actually, yep, 1/2 inch would be perfect because we have the design on the bottom of the paper. I put her at about a 1/2 inch, and then tear it about a 1/2 inch. Oh, that'd be so pretty. Now, I wonder if we can round these corners. I'm pretty sure Rachel rounded her corners. Maybe we'll try a 1/4 inch and see. That'll work. Might need to do 1/2 inch. So I think I cut 1/2 inch. Let's try 1/2 inch. Yeah, that's better. And we'll try 1/2 inch up here. Oh yeah, that's better. There we go. Okay. Goes with our Christmas stuff. We need these together. And with that in mind, because we rounded the corners, let's go ahead and round this corner as well. Let's see if we can round the corners on our angel too. This is like really thin paper. I think we should get out our gold pen and make a gold trim on here. I think we should. Kathy, this is for you. Every time I do something gold, Kathy comments, I think we have the same liking of gold. So I'm going to make just a gold trim around here. I just want to take the white off of the edge where I ripped it so it's not as noticeable. So I'm just using vintage photo and really not distressing the top as much as going around the edges of the paper. And then, oh, how pretty. We should be able to just, I need a new glue stick. I'll be right back. This is going to be juicy. They always are. Oh, so pretty. And because we're just doing paper on paper, we can just do glue stick on here as well. And I just want to touch this up just a smidge right there. All right. There we go. So that is basically what Rachel did. She just made a glassine envelope from scratch out of a piece of tracing paper. And then she put this little notebook inside. So here's our cover. And here's our little notebook. And you can use this for journaling, or you could decorate these, whatever you wanted to do. My inkling sometimes is to make like little red stitch marks around on the papers or whatever. And then you can put something Christmassy in here. So let's see. You know, so I love this card. So what if we put this going this direction? Right in there. And then when you flip that over, look at how pretty that is with something in there. So that's my rendition of Roxy's weekly challenge 2025, week 46. This was my sample, and this is the one that we did together. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Always, thank you for supporting my channel. I appreciate it so much. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye, everybody.